Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present to you the result of the out-of-school study initiative of the Philippines. So the Philippine country report on the OOSC is a collaborative effort between the Department of Education, the UNICEF, and UIS with the Philippine Institute of Developmental Studies and other government agencies and local government units. So the result of the OOSC study has provided us a set of benchmark to measure our progress. So for the profile of the OOSC study, so in the Philippines, we have an approximate 1.2 million out-of-school children. So of that number, 5.21 belong to the out-of-school children in the total children in school. So out of that, the bulk of the out-of-school children is in the secondary level. And then the next is in the elementary level with a 37.1%. And 14.3% is in the pre-elementary level. So 44.5% of the out-of-school children are residing in the rural areas. And 65.5% belong to household in the poorest 20% of per capita income distribution. And then 3 of 5 children of the 6-year-olds were reported to be too young for schooling by parents. And 13.5 of that are boys compared to the 7.6% which are girls who are in the secondary level. Of the 22 million school learners, 660 of that in the primary and secondary students are at risk of dropping out. So the proportion of the out-of-school children by geographic locations, you can see in the map, those that are in the dark areas those are the children affected by conflict areas, and they are also the children who are affected by disasters, and those are in the areas with high poverty index. So as you can see, most of them are within the Visayas and the Mindanao areas. And especially because the center of the conflict area are in the ARMM, based on the result of the study, the ARRM region has a number of out-of-school children, which is 16.73%. So what are the barriers that we encountered in the study? So one of them is the distance of the schools or the remoteness of the schools. So children in that area have a hard time going to school because of the distance. And then one also is poverty, which everybody knows is the perennial problem of the world. So another is the perception on school readiness of the 5 and 6 years old. And then the low education of the mothers. Another thing is the different expectation for boys and girls. And then those children who are in the conflict and disaster areas. And also another barrier is the low supply or the shortage of educational supply and the lack of interest of the children. So for us to have strong coordination with the government agencies to address the problem on out-of-school children, we have to have a strengthened cooperation among government agencies to deliver education services to communities in addressing OOSCs. So in the Philippines, we really have to have a coordination with the different offices. So through the implementation of the different initiatives, the Philippines has moved forward in providing quality education to the Filipino children through the educational reforms. There are two major educational laws that were passed during the time of the implementation of the study. So this is the Early Childhood Care and Development, which requires the children to undergo daycare, to attend daycare centers through the daycare centers and the local government unit. And then we have also passed the kindergarten law. This is the mandatory law which requires children to 5 years old to enter the kindergarten. This is already included in the education ladder in the Philippines. So we also have the kindergarten to 12 law, or the K to 12 law, which institutionalized the kindergarten in the elementary and another 2 years of secondary education, which aims to provide a learner-centered curriculum. And then another initiative of the government is the alternative delivery modes of education implemented through the MISOSA. This is the modified in-school and off-school approach, the e-impact, and the open high schools. And then we also have our alternative learning system. There are 2 major programs in this, which is the basic literacy program and the continuing education program, which give the accreditation and equivalency for the learners. And then another initiative is giving out of the conditional cash transfers. These are given to poor families as subsidy, and the condition is for them to, the children should attend school and without absences. So for now, we have the bulk of the recipients comes from the Luzon area, which is 1.8 learners, and then for the Mindanao, we have 1.7 recipients, which compared to the Visayas area, which is 898,000. Today, we have the expanded conditional cash transfers, which included the secondary education. We also have another initiative, which is the Abot Alam program. This is a national strategy to locate the out-of-school children nationwide. So the department, in coordination with the local government unit, have mapped the out-of-school children aged 15 to 30 years old. So in this program, the learner or the out-of-school youth has the option to choose between going to enroll, go back to school through the alternative learning system, or opt to go to the entrepreneurship through the programs in the Technical Education and Vocational Skills Development Authority, or go to higher education by passing the equivalency test. So the impact of the interventions are, we have now see that the net attendance rate among the primary and secondary children are now increasing. So we are now addressing the prevalence of the out-of-school children through the initiatives of the government. So we still have through the findings of a study, there are still contexts which still needs to be addressed from the OOSC. So one of them is the perception of parents towards education, and then the underachievement of boys, the conflict-affected children, and then also the children with disabilities. We also have to see the IP and Muslim children, and then another one is the incomplete schools. the teacher capacity or matching of MTB, MLE, although we are now undergoing massive training on teacher through the MTB, MLE training. So we also have to look on the high dropouts, although we are slowly addressing that. And then the lack of data on the OOSC, although we have to coordinate with our National Statistics Office for the data on OOSC and also the multi-grade schools. So with the initiatives, we are now on the outcomes of the initiatives. We have on the Apot Alam program, we have covered at least 776 learners. For the IP education, we have at least 1.3 million learners. For the alternative learning system, we have 276,000 and then we are also covering the special education, the children with disabilities, and then also the Muslim education and the alternative delivery modes. So the department is gearing on inclusive education. So the Department of Education crafts and carries out its last mile strategy to get the last 5% of the out-of-school children into school through the alternative delivery modes of education and bringing education services to children in challenging populations such as children who are disabled, conflict-affected children, indigenous peoples, and isolated communities. So thank you very much.